So we completed text box and text area, and let's do the checkbox here. And before doing the checkbox, we will do the reduce function little bit, which we started on that day, and we will see some more examples of the reduce. Okay, and then we will move to this one. Okay, let me check the reduce. Okay, one example I'll show you in this only checkbox, and there are many more examples which I will do soon in some time. Okay, let's see one example which is related to this checkbox. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So in the checkbox, I created app.js and I want hobbies as a checkbox. So we need to work on this hobbies part and see how the hobbies will work. Okay. So just 1 second. Okay. So what I will do, I want to create one array where I will list all the hobbies. Okay, because I want to loop through, I want to loop through all the checkbox like this. Yeah, like this. I have created this array. Let's put it in the separately, so that I can give the default value to that checkbox. Okay. Okay, that I'll do in a bit. First, let's try to do the checkbox one and see how it looks. Okay, let me start. Is this 3000? Okay, let's start it and see. Okay, so we have checkbox here. Now we are doing the checkbox. So I'll go to the myform. In the myform, I put the checkbox, and checkbox goes to this checkbox. And in this checkbox, I will put the checkbox here. So from where I will take the checkbox, I have already done here checkbox. I will copy the code from here. So let's take the checkbox code here. Okay. So what things we need in the checkbox? Can anyone tell me what things we need for the checkbox? Like in the text box, we need name, label, placeholder, whatever we need. Now, what things we need for the checkbox? Can you define something? What we need for the checkbox? Okay, one by one. Let's go one by one. So first is the name. Okay, so I agree with the name. The name will be something like hobbies, because for this one, for this example, the example which I am taking, we have the hobbies. So name will be the hobbies. Okay, so this is correct. Name is the hobbies. Let's put some div, and where I will put the label. So I need the label also, and I need the name and label. Okay, what other thing I need? So maybe I will write down the console.log name is name. We need to build it. Okay, so we need to build it. We have to think and build it. Like we have this checkbox, And here if you see, I am passing these options. That means I will look through these options and I will go through each one and create a checkbox for each one. So let's go with the options. So another thing which we need is the options. So what we have to do, we have to look through the options. So let's create a div, and here I will look through the options. So I will say options dot map. So to go to options dot map, and here I will do console.log or something. Maybe I can say record. So here I will say checkbox record is record. So what we are doing, we have these options. We will pass these options here in the checkbox, and we will loop through the option because I don't want to display only one checkbox. I want to display all the checkbox which we have. So it is the multi checkbox. We are not putting only one checkbox. We are putting multiple checkbox based on the key value pair which we have. Okay. So one thing is name is there. So when I go into the my form, I have to put the key is equal to index. So I will go here, key equal to index. Then what I have to put, name equal to record dot name. I will be passing name. I will be passing label. Okay, so just think, we don't need placeholder. Is required right now. We are not using it, but we will use it in some time. But I will not use it right now. So let's forget is required for now. We will add it at some later time. Let's pass the value and handle change. Okay, so we get value and handle change. We also need the options, which we get it here. Okay, so what we got, name, label, options, value, and handle change. So here I will put value and handle change. Okay, now before I go further, you create this checkbox part, and then we will go to checkbox and create the checkbox. I'll give you 1 minute to just create this one. We already created this configuration for the checkbox. Just add the checkbox in the my form page in 1 minute, and then I will go further in the checkbox to see how to do that. Is it done? So what we so what we are doing here, we are creating a widget with the name hobbies, label hobbies is required right now. I delete as required. I don't need it right now because I'm not handling it right now. And I put the options which I want to display. I can add these options more if I want, but right now I created only the 4 options for testing purpose. Then this all things will go to the my form, and in the my form I will check if record.widget is checkbox. Then I go to checkbox component and I pass the following props: name, label, options, value, and handle change. These props I pass it. Okay, so from my form value, okay, I am getting value and handle change also here. So here I am putting the console.log name, and let me put all the key value pair which is coming. To see what's happening. Okay. Right now I have not created the checkbox. I'm just doing console.log to see what's happening. Let's check. We will be putting the class name here, like class name, and we will give some styling. Right now I'm not concentrating on the styling part. Let's see now. Since checkbox doesn't display anything, so it's gone from the screen, but we will have something in the console.log. Okay, let me refresh. So forget about this right now. So name is hobbies, label is hobbies, options is all the options which we are getting, value we are not getting anything right now, and the handle change is something, the change part of the thing. So we have to change the handle change because this handle change will work with the input box, not with the checkbox, because for the checkbox we will be building some custom key value pairs, and that is the reason it will not work. And for each option I am getting record this, and record this, and based on this I will be creating the checkbox input field. So let's go here, and here I have to create the checkbox field. So let's copy this checkbox field, and I need also this top one. Okay, I'll put it in the checkbox. So here I will say return. I'll create one div tag which I will return, and in this div tag I will create a label. Another label. Okay, if I create the div tag, all the checkboxes will be in the new line. Okay, but I don't want it all the checkbox in the new line. I want in the one straight line. Then how to do that? I will show you that in a bit. But right now, let's build in the div tag, and then we'll change it. And for the label, what should I put in the label? Here is the key value pair we passed. Here is the key value pair, key label we passed. So what should I put in the label? This is the option which we are getting for each record. So what should I put in the checkbox label? I'm asking options dot key. Okay, so label doesn't come with a key. Label, we have label. If you put label this part as a label, it doesn't make sense. This is the something user should not see. User should see this one. Okay, now the thing is that we don't get option. Option says process in the map, and we have the record. We don't have option. We have record. So what should I put here? Record dot label. I want answer from everyone. If you don't understand, then ask me, but I want answer from everyone. Right now I will put checked as false, and on change I will just put one function which has e, and here I will do console.log e is e. So to see if whether this checkbox is checked or not, I can say e.target.checked. So this is the variable which will tell me whether the checkbox is checked or not. So if I check it, it will come true. If I don't check it, it will come false. So for each input box, when user will click it, on change behavior will call, and we will see whether the checkbox is checked or not. So initially it will be false, right? So let's see it now. So I will refresh it. Now you will see we get hobbies here, and then we get checkbox. Each checkbox in the different line. Right now it's okay to have it in different line. And when I click it, the E is coming true. E is coming true. So we need to make it true when someone check it. Right now it's not checking because we have checked false, always false. Let's remove that. Okay, each child should have unique key. So when I'm building this div in the option.map, we should always put some key. So maybe I can put, right now I will put hard-coded value, but later on I have to change it. I will show you what I will put it. Right now I'm putting maybe I'm getting name plus record or index. Okay, so right now key I'm putting name, that is the hobbies, and index is 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's put this one. Now I can check each one and I'm getting true. If I unclick check again, I'm getting false. So that means when I uncheck it, I get the value of false. When I check it, I get the value of true or false based on I check or uncheck. So what I will do, once I check and uncheck, I have to update this hobbies. What I have to update? This hobbies. Okay, which I am passing here, form values. So we have the handle change as a function, but for the checkbox, handle change will not work because we need to pass the custom value. Here event will only work when we have the input box. Now let's create another one, constant handle value. Something I gave the value name. You can name it anything, and I will here give name and value, for example. So I will call this function with two parameters, with name and value. And what I will do, I will call this set form values. So I'll say set form values. Here I have arrow function. In the arrow function, I will get FV as the default form values. And once I get FV, I will return FV. And here I will say name, which is coming from here. And whatever value is coming, I will put it value here. Okay, let's put arrow here. So what I am doing, I am creating another function with name and value. So let's say name is hobbies, and we are passing object initially. But when we will build a checkbox with different key value options, then I will pass the value, different value for that one. So right now I will say console.log name is name. So it's little bit complicated because I have to explain all the things. Once you will do it, it becomes easy after some time, because a lot of things has to be tackled here. Value is value. So try to understand the things. I created this widget. With different key value pairs, and I have the options. Then I go to my form. I pass everything here in the checkbox. That's it. What is the purpose of my form? We pass everything in the checkbox. Now let's go to the checkbox. In the checkbox, once we get options, we loop through the options. We looked through the options and we created the input box for each option. And when someone changes it, we get what user has changed it, right? We will do multiple times. I will revise this multiple times so that you can understand what we are getting. But I have created now another function for the checkbox. So I'll copy this function. I will also pass this function here inside the myform. So before I go further, create this function and then we'll pass it here in the myform. Let's do this step. Okay, create this function. The checkbox is little complicated because we have many options. So once we will do many times so that you can remember it thoroughly. Okay, just create this function in 1 minute and then we will go further. Sometimes things will be little complex and sometimes it will be easy. So, if today's lecture you feel little difficult to understand, little complex to understand, then do not worry, just follow the instructions. Second time when we will do same thing, you will easily understand. So when we will do similar thing for the radio box, you will feel much easier to do. Right now, since this is the first time we are doing the checkbox, then so it becomes little difficult to understand first time. This is the handle value function and this is the handle value. So for checkbox we need this one. For the input box, okay, I have not asked you to do checkbox now. First only put it this here and this here. Once you're done, let me know. We'll go to the checkbox soon. So only finish this part and this part, then we will go to myform and then we'll go to checkbox. Now we created another function, handle value. We pass the handle value in the myform. So it is my duty to get this handle value in myform. So I will put handle value here. And once I put handle value, I don't need this handle value inside text box because text box is already working. We don't need handle value for the text area because text area is already working. We need it for the checkbox, and in the checkbox we don't need handle change. So instead of handle change, we will call the handle value. So replace the handle change with handle value for the checkbox. So just add handle value here and then replace the handle change with the handle value. Let me know once it is done. You have to delete the one myform. Yeah, two, right? Sorry, we have two myform. We have to put it in both the myform. Good point. So we have to put myform handle value here also, here also. Generally, we only need which text box we require, but let's pass it right now for both. I can remove it from this one because this one is not using checkbox. So I can remove it also. But this one is using the checkbox, so we need for the second form. So I removed it from the first form, second form, because the form which uses the checkbox I need to add there. So tomorrow, if I put checkbox here at the top, I will add it there also. So I put handle value here, and then in the my form we have the handle value, and in the checkbox I replace the handle change with the handle value. Is it done? Whoever is doing along with me, is it done? This part. Okay, now in the checkbox also I will change it to handle value. Instead of handle change, I will put handle value because we change it there. So we need handle value here also. Okay, now whenever someone change here, I need to call, first thing is I need this e.target.check which I have, but I need to call the handle value with name and value. So if I call handle value here, what will be the name I will pass here? Is it this name or is it this name? Record dot name, record dot key or record dot label, whatever it is. Because record will be nothing but key value pair. This is a key value pair. Record does not have dot name. Record have only key and label. So when I call the handle value, what will be the name I will pass? Is it name, this one, or record dot key? Name. It will come from this name because we want to update the hobbies. Hobbies goes as a name and it goes as a name. So inside hobbies we need to build the structure like this. Inside hobbies we need to build structure like this. Movies equal to true or false. Chase equal to true or false. So this key value pair has to be built inside the hobbies based on the user has checked or not. So the key I am updating this form values, and form values means name should be the hobbies. We are updating the name. Name is the hobbies. And in the value I have to pass this object, whatever user has clicked yes or no. So when I do it here, name will be name, that is the hobbies, which is coming here, and the value should be some object. Right now maybe I am passing it manually. Maybe I am saying movies equal to true, for example. So I am passing this as a movies equal to true, but we have to create this dynamically based on what user has checked it. Okay, so to build that dynamically, this is complex, and only thing which we do today is this one. Okay, so this one we will fix something later in the select box. So when I click movies, you will see E is coming true, name is hobbies, and value is movies true. Because what I am doing, I am passing movies equal to true. That's why if I see the form values, we are getting movies equal to true. Why we are getting movies equal to true? The reason is when I click something, anything, I am calling this handle value function which is present here, handle value. And I am passing the name which is the hobbies, and I am passing forcefully this object movies equal to true. Now you have to tell me how should I build the value part, and I want this from every one of you. How should I build this value part, the current value which is coming, that is this current value, this part is coming in the form of this value, because we are calling form values in the myform, and in the myform we are calling the value with the form values record.name. Record.name is the hobbies. So the value part which you see here is nothing but this hobbies part, this one. Okay, so let's take it again. Initially I am refreshing it. You will see value is currently coming movies equal to false, chase equal to true. Why it is coming like this? Because I give the default value like this here in the hobbies. So the value part is coming like this. Now if I check the movies from true to false, I want to construct the object in this way. Let's say if I change the movies, so I want movies equal to true, and chase is already true. So I want chase equal to true. So I want the value in this format when I check the movie is equal to check. If I uncheck it, I want the object to look like movie is equal to false, chase is already true. So we have to turn movies true or false based on what I am checking or unchecking it. Right now this object is coming in the value. Okay. So I want answer from you. What should I put here in the value, this part? Okay, let me help you a little bit. Let's create all the key value pair. Okay, what are the key value pair we have? Movies, traveling, eating, and chase. Movies, traveling, eating, and chase. So initially all are false. So what will be the value? Value will be this object. Okay, value will be this object. All are false initially. Now when I check the movies, I want initially all are false, right? This is the one. All are false. When I check the movies, I want this, that all should be false, only movies should become true. Okay, so this is what I am expecting. So this goes as a default value inside the myform using this one, and we get in the myform we have the value which goes value in the checkbox. This value is nothing but the default value which I showed. Now when someone check it, how can I take this value and merge it with what user has done it? What should I put inside it? So that I should take first the default value and then I will update with what user has checked it. Okay, let's divide into one thing. First I have to take all the current value. How will I take the current value here in this curly bracket? How can I take this value inside this curly bracket? Because this value is record. There's no record. This value is coming directly. Record is only, okay. so things are a little complicated. Okay, let's try to, if I put value like this, will it work? I want to put like this, or I should put okay, Anand said no. What no? So if no, then what should I put? Value is coming with the default value like this one. Okay, so let me refresh it. You will see default. So default is coming all these things. So I have to take the default and update with what user has checked it. That's what I'm asking. Will value will work or no? Let's put the name also. What should I give the name? Name is nothing but the record dot key. See, this is the, I'm putting the name as this key and the value is the label. Label is this label. So I put the name as this key. So I'm putting name as the record dot key. Now what should I put? Whether value will work or no? Okay, let's try to do this in a console. Okay, so let's say if I have var value equal to this. So this is the value. Okay, let's make this false. Okay, record is nothing but the options, and options is having only key and label. There is no record dot value. Okay, so this record is tied to this options. So record has only label and record has only key. It does not have any other thing. So record is only key and value because we are passing key and label. So we have key and label only for the record, because here options are going as record and record as label and key. So let's try to understand. We have the value as this one. Okay, let me go here in the new one. So we have var value equal to this object, whichever I showed you. Okay, something is wrong. Okay, we have to put the comma.
You have a meeting?
Okay, we have value. So value is nothing but this object. Okay, we have this object. Now I get something checked. For example, I get movies equal to true, right? I get movies equal to true, and I have to update this movies equal to true here. Okay, so this object is, let's say, movies equal to true. Maybe I can say new object. Okay, new object is movies equal to true. Now, if I want to update this new object with the value, if I want to merge this new object with the value, how will I merge it? So first I should take what? So this is my curly bracket. I have to merge, I have to take value and merge this new object inside this value. Tell me this first. How will I do? How will I merge value with the new object? New object is movies equal to true. I think this is little complex exercise. I would have done it later, but since I have started it, I will finish it. No, 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 no. I don't want to use a sign. I already explained few weeks back how to merge using the spread operator. Okay, I gave you the hint. Using the spread operator, how will I merge value with the new object? So this is one object and this is another object. I want to merge this object with this object. Do you know or no? I did this few weeks back, but if you don't know, I will explain it again. Okay, so to merge these two one, I can say dot 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 value. When I say dot 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 value, it will take all inside key value pair, and then I can say dot 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 new object. Okay, I can say dot 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 new object. When I say dot 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 new object, it will take inside of this and it will override this one because all other things will remain same. Only movies 2 will be overwritten by this one. So if I do console.log of this, you will see movies has become true. Otherwise, all other things are false. Let's do in a one more different way. Here, instead of new object, I can also say movies equal to true. When I say movies equal to true, it will take the value and then it will only override the movies equal to true. When I do enter this, you will see movies equal to true. Other things are false. Using this logic, I want you to give me this part, curly bracket.
Are you done, class? Not.
I'm not able to do. Okay, what happened? I want the answer here. Value is the object coming. I want the structure which I explained here. This one. Remember this line. And how will you update it here? Okay, I think I was disconnected. I came back again. Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, so anyone with the answer? Okay, I got the Kate. Okay, so e.target.checked is already true. You cannot make e.target.check. Okay, first part is correct. Dot 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 value, because we are taking this value object like this. But if you do like e.target.checked, which is already a true or false equal to true, that does not make any sense. So this part is not right. Okay, screen missing, sorry. I got disconnected, so I did not share. Can you see screen? Can you see the screen? Okay. Now Kate is saying put the value dot 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 value, which is correct. But then e dot target dot checked equal to 2 doesn't make sense because e dot target dot checked is already a value true or false. So what will you write in this place to update this input box? Record dot key. Okay, so record dot key is right. Record dot key equal to true is, but true is wrong. Tomorrow you uncheck it, then how can you make true in all the cases? Okay, so record dot key is equal to e dot target dot checked. This is correct. But we can also use name here because we already gave the name with record dot key. So record dot key is correct, or I can also use e dot target dot name. Both are correct. Whatever you prefer, you can put. Since I put the name of record dot key, so e dot target dot name is something we get. So before even going to update in the handle value, let's see what it looks in the console. Okay, let's see what this object looks like. Okay, let's go here and check it. Okay, initially we have all false. Okay, now I check the traveling. So when I check the traveling, you will see all are false, only traveling become true. Let's change the movies, eating, chase. So all are now, now all are true. Okay, one by one, we checked it to 1. Let's say I uncheck it now. So now eating becomes false. So in the x-axis, you will see I am getting eating false. So it is same. This one and that one is same. So what we did, we call the name is the hobbies, and we took the previous value. Previous value is what I am passing it here in the form 1. This is the previous value. I am passing the previous value and I update it with the new value which I get when user check or uncheck the checkbox. I can also now delete all these previous values, make it empty object, and the result will be the same. So let's try again now. If I click movies right now, value is only having movies because initially I only pass object and we don't have other key value pair. So I only added movies here. Then I uncheck movies. So you will see movies become false. I can now add all or uncheck whatever I want. So it will be check or uncheck based on what I click. So let me explain what I did and then it will be easy for you to understand. I created the hobbies as the object. I created one function where I have the name and value. Name is nothing but the hobbies and value will be the object which I will come back, which I will get from the child component. And whenever I get name and value, I update my form with the name and the value which I get it. This value will nothing but the object which we have here. Now I pass this handle value in my form. And in the checkbox, we have the name, label, widget, and the options which I want to display to the user with the key and the label. And I pass all this information to the my form. I pass all the information here. And in the checkbox, for each option, I create one input checkbox. And when I change this checkbox, I take the previous value as the object and I update with the new value which user has clicked it. If user has clicked movies and checked it, it will become true. So movies will become true. Whether this will work with like this, I want to answer yes or no. If I put here like this, whether this will work. It will not work because it will put a new value and it will overwrite with the old value. So this part will not work. We need to take the old value and we need to overwrite with the new value. And that is this part does the overwriting of new value. And that's all. That's not what we have to do. Nothing else. So now when I'm checking it, you will see it's updating based on what I'm checking, true or false. Is that clear? So just write down the checkbox one and I will ask you again the question. Now you have to talk. You have to unmute your mic and you have to talk. After you are done writing this, I will ask questions and you need to talk. I don't want chat answers. I want anyone who can answer it, they can only answer it. Okay, that way everyone will understand what I did. So I'll give you 2 minutes to finish this checkbox component. Okay. So I will now start asking the question. Still this is not completely done. I have to do the initial one more change here, which I'll do in 1 minute. Now we'll go once again with all the checkbox process. Now you have to explain, unmute yourself and answer it. What is this? Hobby is equal to object. What is this?
An object.
This hobbies is object, but what kind of variable it is? Props or state?
It's a state.
It is a state variable. And we created a state variable. So whenever we want to go the checkbox, we need to create some state variable. So for example, if I want to create one more hobbies 2, I will create another state variable as hobbies 2. Okay, so this part you got it because I got one answer. And now let's go further. Now what is this? This is the configuration. Okay, so what things are needed in the checkbox configuration? which is clear here. I don't want to ask that name, label, and options. So if I want to create another one with different hobbies, for example, I can put it here also, different hobbies. But let's say if I want to create another widget with the checkbox, so what things I will put? What thing first I will put for the new checkbox? What is the first thing in the configuration I will put?
Second, the widget.
Widget. It is the first thing which I will put is widget, and it is the checkbox. Only one person is answering. I want everyone to answer it. Okay, what will be the next parameter I should put?
Hobbies 2. Because it's a different state.
Hobbies 2, right.
Variable.
So we have to put another one. It's hobbies 2.
Variable.
And third label, I have to put
Label
hobbies
can be
2.
anything.
Anything. Yeah, it can be anything. Right now I put hobbies 2. Now I have to put the options. It's an array, and each one has key value pair. Now I will ask your hobby. So what is your hobby, Ashok?
Yeah, traveling.
Traveling. Okay. We will put again this traveling here because you have the traveling hobby. Okay. Kate, what is your hobby?
Drawing.
Jogging.
Drawing, like drawing something on paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you write on the spelling?
Yes. Drawing.
Okay, drawing. Okay, got it. I have different pronunciation. You are different. Okay, drawing. Anand, what is your hobby? Listening music. Okay, so music. Let's put music. Okay, and who is Shweta? What is your hobby?
Reading.
Reading. Okay, let's go reading. So what I did, I'm creating the options. So you should also create different options for the checkbox which you want to do. Who remains? Rakesh, what is your hobby?
Learning, sir.
Learning. Okay. So let's put learning. Okay. Now what happens when I create this widget? It goes to the myform, and myform, since the widget is the checkbox, so it goes to the checkbox area. And in the checkbox, it calls the checkbox component with the name record.label. So what is this record.name in this case, the new case which I've put? What is the record.name?
It's a state variable.
Yeah, but what is it? What is the string will come here? Which string will come here?
Hobby 2.
Hobbies 2.
Hobbies 2, right. Hobbies 2 will come here, hobbies 2 will come. Options will come, which is this options.
Correct.
Okay, array. This is the array. It will come here as array. And what will be the value will come here?
That is inside the hobbies object.
Hobbies or hobbies 2?
Yeah, the hobbies 2 object.
Hobbies 2 object. So for example, I want to default make reading as 2, which we have not done, but I will do it in now. So I'm only putting default as reading equal true, otherwise all others are false. So this value will come from here, this part. This object will come as a value because we are saying form values record.name. Record.name is nothing but the hobbies 2, and the form values is listed variable. So we are going to form values hobbies 2. If we don't define it in the state variable, then we will get error here that this value is undefined. Okay, so we have to put it some kind of default value here. Okay, in some cases we don't get error, but try to make your project that you should create it here so that you know what things are created in the hand. And handle value is a function. What does this handle value do? It takes the name, it takes the value, update the form value. So whatever name I gave, whatever value I pass, it will update this part only, nothing else. Only this part it will be updated when I will call handle value for hobbies 2. Now what happens when we go to the checkbox? It goes name, label, options to the checkbox. So name will be hobbies 2, label will be hobbies 2, option is an array which we created just now. Value is nothing but whatever we have this value in the state variable, and handle value is the function which I created here. I put the label hobbies2 here, and then I have this options. It processes the options with label of this option. Now what is this record.label? This record is tied to this options. This record, do not confuse this record with the record here on the myform page, because on the myform page we are looping the config and we are getting the record based on what config we have passed it, that is this config. But with the checkbox we are looping through options, and options has its own record. If you get confused, I will change this record to option. This is options, I will make it option, so that you should not get confused with the record of myform and the options of this one. Okay, now what we are doing, when someone changes the field, I call the handle value with the name, that is hobbies2, and the value which we have, and we construct this value like this. We take the previous value as object and we overwrite with the e.target.name, that is this name. It may be different for each hobby with the value which we have, and that way we get the state variable updated on this change. Okay, so this is how we did it. Let's try again now. So we have hobbies2. Let's concentrate on hobbies2 now. Traveling. So we will see hobbies2 has traveling of 2. Music, reading, learning, drawing. So if we see last one, we have drawing, learning, music, reading, traveling 2. But what happens when I refresh the page? When I refresh the page, you will see the form values has hobbies2 with reading equal true. So initially, if I put some default value, this reading should come as a true, right? This should come as a true, which is not coming here. So we need to fix that part now, and then we are done with the checkbox. So here we have to say checked, and checked should be true or false based on if it is checked. If it is true, then I should make checked equal to true. If it checked is true, then it will be checked by default in the on loading. So if I put, let's say, checked equal to true for everything, everyone will be everyone will be checked. See, everything is checked because I passed checked equal to true. So based on what I have here in the default value, I will only check which is here true. So to do that, here I will write the logic, checked logic. I will say, okay, now what should I say? I get this key, and this key should be present in this hobbies2. So can anyone tell me what should I put in the checked so that its value can become true or false? So if I make this as a false, it goes as a false. Can anyone think what should I put in the checked one? So checked is not a variable. I don't have checked variable here. This checked is nothing like that. You put not checked. Not checked is only when you change something. Okay, here you have to check whether this value is true or false. If this value is true, we have to make this as a true. So how to access this value? Now what we are getting in the value? We are getting this object. Now before I write down this statement, let's see what value is. Value is value. Okay, so let me check value, what value is coming as. So you will see value is coming reading equal to true. So if I say value of reading, what will come? It will come true or false? It will come true. But if I say value of music, what will come? It will come true or false? Since it is not there, that will undefined, or it's not there, false kind of thing. So you are getting this point. We are getting default value from here, and this part is coming as value. Now using this idea, I want to put checked equal to something so that it should be true or false. What should I put? You will not use not here. So forget about not. It's the positive case, no negative case. Don't use not before anything. Using this, you have to tell me checked. Now what does checked means? Can anyone tell me? What is the meaning of checked? Since you are putting not before the value, I feel that you don't understand the meaning of checked. Checked means if, yeah, it is true. Checked means if checked is true, then checkbox should be checked. If checked equal to false, then checkbox will be unchecked. Now what should I put in the checked so that when this value is true, then checked, it should be checked, and this value is false, it should be unchecked. So what should I put it here?
Hobbies, comma reading.
Hobbies, we don't have hobbies here.
Hobbies too.
Hobbies 2 is also not here. This is a dynamic, so you have to tell me dynamic something, dynamic values. If I put value, it is the object. It is not Boolean. We need some Boolean thing. Value is the object of this one, hobbies 2. So what should I put? Value is correct. Now what should I go further? Okay, key. Key is nothing but option dot key. We don't have key separately. There is nothing like value dot key. Okay, so Kate is saying value option dot key. So this is something. Let's see if this will work. Value will nothing but this one, and we are looping through this one. So first time it will be traveling. So since traveling is not there in the value, so it will be false. This one will be false for traveling. But for reading, it will be true because value has reading equal to true. So this is the correct way, that we have the value of object and we check if this particular key is there in this value or not. If it is there, then check will be true. Otherwise, it will not be true. And this will initially give me true or false result. Okay, let's refresh it. So now you will see initially I am getting reading equal to true. If I want to make music also true, I will make default music equal to true. So you will see these two are already checked, others are not checked. If I make reading false, you will see reading gone, music is there. So why this is used? Why I put some default value? What is the use of default value? I would have not put this default value. Can anyone tell me why I put default value? Okay, so the answer is tomorrow you will put all this information in the database, and when you want to edit it, you will retrieve the information from the database. So when you will retrieve the information from database, you have to update these hobbies with whatever is there in the database. so that when user will see this update page, they should already see the checked one which we have already done previously. Because if I don't check it, user will be confused which field he has checked previously. So we need to put some default value so that when this will become update form, we should pre-check whatever user has checked it. Is this clear why we are doing default one? I just want to show default because these things will come from the database and we have to show user that which things he has already checked previously. That's the reason I put a default to show you how the default will work. Now this completes the checkbox. You should watch this video or you should do this exercise again and again so that checkbox will become clear. And the important thing is here, this thing is something which was little difficult, complex to understand, but if you do it again and again, you will understand it. Tomorrow we will do the radio button. Okay, this has the similar complexity as we have in the checkbox. So if you have missed something in understanding today, that will be cleared in the radio box, because radio box is also similar to the checkbox. There is slight difference, but most of the things will be same. Okay, so try to understand checkbox again and again today. What things are needed? One thing is here, this one. Second thing is configuration. This is the configuration. Third thing, this handle value, how I created handle value. Fourth thing, what things I passed in the checkbox. Fifth thing, how I created this checkbox so that it works perfectly as I expected. Now, before I close today's class, you should try the radio button at home after this class and show me tomorrow, and then we will do radio button tomorrow. If you do it already before the class, it will be easy for you to understand the radio box. But if you don't do, then also we will do it, you will understand it, but if you do previously, it will be helpful, for understanding in a better way. Okay, so is this, have you written this thing or you have to write down? Okay, only few changes are new, otherwise everything is same. Okay, so maybe if you are not done, just go through video again, recording, and pause it here and try to update this code. Okay, that's it for today.